In these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems, we're going to be given a graph and we want to determine if it does or does not represent a function. So here's number 9. Number 9 looks kind of like this. And that's the entire graph. So what we're going to do is just use, in these next 5 problems, we're going to be given a graph and we want to determine if the graph does or does not represent a function. And we're going to assume that what we see is the entire graph. And we're going to do each one of these using the vertical line test. The vertical line test says if you pass a vertical line from the left through the graph to the right, and if at no time that line intercepts the graph more than once, we've got a function. So just imagine in number 9, if you pass a vertical line here, it hits the graph only once. And that's going to be true no matter where you put that vertical line. Put a vertical line anywhere on this graph, it hits it once, and the point is it hits it no more than once. So we're going to say that this number 9 does represent a function. And what about in number 11? If you pass a vertical line, well, we're hitting it twice already, right? Actually 3 times, 1, 2, 3. So that means that this x value here, whatever it may be, produces that y value, and that y value. So this one input gets mapped to 3 different outputs. And that's not a function. A function is the case where one input goes to exactly one output. So we're going to say this is not a function. And sure enough, if you compare it to number 1 over here, in number 1, if you pick any x value, say I pick this one, it produces only that y value. One input, exactly one output. Now in number 13, it looks like we've got this circle here, and this is not a function, and you can see why. You pass a vertical line from left to right, it hits it more than once. Now if you put it right here, it hits it only once, right where it's tangent, and right here where it's tangent. But if I keep going through, I can find places where it does hit more than once. So like this x value here, that produces that y value and that y value. So in this case, this is not a function. Now number 15, do you see this is a function? If you pass a vertical line test, it passes the vertical line test. If you pass a vertical line anywhere through that graph, it hits it exactly once, no more than once. So each x value produces exactly one y value. One input, exactly one output. So we're going to say that this represents a function. And number 17, looks like we've got a semicircle, and you're probably already guessing this is not a function, because if you pass a vertical line through the curve right here, it hits it more than once. So what's happening, of course, is that input value gets mapped to one output, 2 outputs. That input gets mapped to more than one output. So this, in this case, it does not pass the vertical line test, so it is not a function.